Welcome to Conversations of the Heart. Today, we're going to be talking about executing your vision and content creation with the great um, Holly McGuinn. So we are going to wait for her to come on board to have this conversation with us. I hope all is well. I hope you guys are doing good. It is your boy T.Till. So looking forward to having this conversation today. Been an interesting week, good week though. Got a lot done, so looking forward to everything that's about to happen right now. Holly is an incredible content creator. Starting her own blogs or vlogs and things like that. She's a travel blogger, so I'm very interested in hearing what she has to say, as far as, her travel advice and things like that. She is a podcaster too. We're just going to be just talking to her a lot about executing vision, and how she executed her vision. So, I'm looking forward to it. Can't wait for her to tap in. She should be here shortly. Oh my God. What's good, bro? Yes, sir. So how's y'all week been? Man, it's been a hell of a time here, just in general. Unfortunately, with everything that's been going on with Breonna Taylor, um, you know, not getting the justice that she deserves. It's been something that on Terry, what's going on. So you know, seeing everything and how that played out. Just not being surprised. At this point we're kind of desensitized um to how these things go, right? So it's unfortunate, and my heart goes out to the families. uh at some point, things have to change. I don't have the answers of when or how, but some things definitely do have to change. you know Breonna Taylor deserved better. um there's just no way around that. So, man, that was a devastating blow. So it's a devastating blow for us, and to the family. And it's crazy because when I see what's out there and the comments that's being said, about this particular case, it's very disappointing. Um, Very, very disappointing. So, she didn't deserve what happened to her. That's 100%. And people make all kinds of excuses, and it's very frustrating because people make excuses all the time about why our unarmed black men and women get killed. And it's something that's inexcusable. So, you know, um, man, definitely just wanted to, you know, extend my thoughts, prayers, and it's been so long. I don't know, guys. It's been kind of crazy. So, just wanted to just say my thoughts on that with about Breonna Taylor. So, without further ado, I see Holly here, so I am going to tap her in.
Hey,
Holly, what's going on? How are
can
you?
you hear me? Good.
I can hear you perfectly. Oh man.
Awesome. What's
First of
up?
all, thank you for coming on and doing this here.
I know I called you on it, and you were always somebody that I always wanted. I wanted to get on the show, and I was like, I don't know, is she gonna do it?
Why
So
wouldn't I do it?
I no, no, I don't know. People going through a lot nowadays too, and you can't expect everybody to say yes. Some people just say, you know what,
Yeah,
it's not the right time. So,
yeah,
I'm definitely appreciative of you joining of the show. And for the people from my audience who don't know who you are, I mean, you have a vlogger, you have a travel podcast,
yep,
travel blog, you're content a creator. I mean, the
yep.
titles are the titles are endless. You did a lot of things in the film and TV realm as well.
Hmm.
Down through the years, I've been blessed to know you and your family for a long time. We have a really
Long
close,
time.
yeah, yeah, yeah. We have a really close relationship. So, I know that you've been grinding, grinding for a long time. I mean, the
Yeah.
grind has been real. So like whenever I think of you, I always think of that Nipsey Hussle song. I've been grinding all my life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, so. I thought it was perfect, for me to just come on. And when I was thinking about, executing vision and also just thinking about, centered around content creation, I mean, to me, there was no better person than to have you come on and shed some light and your expertise on this particular subject. So again, thank
Thanks.
you, and I appreciate it.
Well, thank you for having me on here. I like your shirt, by the way.
Oh yeah. Oh, thank you. Yes. Yeah, definitely
Is this
appreciate it.
merchandise that people can buy?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Just testing some things out right now. Just seeing what
Coming
what what
soon,
moves people.
potentially.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So let's get into it. Let's start from the beginning. Um, you graduate high school and you go to college, right? You go,
Hmm.
if I'm not mistaken, to the Film Institute Academy, right? Is it the New York Institute of
I went
Film?
to the New York
Yeah,
Film Academy.
film. Yeah, New York Film Academy, right? So yeah. And I remember because back in the day, I actually wanted to go there too, and I thought I was gonna
You
go
did?
there, but yeah, like I was looking into it. But I went a different route. See, and out of all these years, that's something that you didn't know about me.
I did not
Um,
know that. What did you want to go for?
yeah. Well, I used to know how to do a lot of like the cameras and stuff, like the
Hmm.
TV cameras and the film cameras and the boom cameras and stuff. So
Hmm.
when I was younger, um, I think since the age of 12, my church back in the day had, well, they had like a big TV ministry, right? So
Hmm.
when I was 12, I didn't really feel like doing the whole, I got kind of outgrew the whole Sunday school thing and stuff like that, and the youth choir and the youth dance team. I was like, I kind of
Yeah.
want to do something else. And then, I had a guy who actually was totally engulfed in the television things there, and they went to school for that, all
Hmm.
that stuff. So they kind of really just embraced me and took me up under their wing and taught me how to do all that stuff from the switchboards and everything else to the boom cameras, to the
Oh, that's
regular
cool.
TV camera. So like I was doing that at 12 and 13. And that's why I went to school for communication arts at NYIT, concentrating in TV and film. Um,
Ah, you should have kept going.
I know. Um, but but it's funny. It's because like when you have teachers and professors, and I had somebody who kind of discouraged me from, I guess, continuing down that lane, and he was just like, it's a dead field, and you probably shouldn't go into it. And I'm just like, damn, man. And the funny thing was when I first started to go to school, and they had all of these entry level like classes on how to work a
Hmm.
camera and how to switch from camera one to camera two, and I'm like,
Yeah.
what? I'm already doing fade cuts, and I'm already doing fade and I'm
Right.
cutting. I'm already, and my teacher was like, you gotta just slow down, okay, because they don't like, what I mean, just chill. And I was just like, all right, but um maybe I should have continued down that road. I'm not sure. But yeah, so that's how I got my start. So by the time I got into college, I was already 6 years of experience in, and that's the crazy
Oh,
part. And that's the
yeah,
crazy
that
part.
is crazy. And I didn't even know that.
Yeah, yeah. I was 6 years into all that stuff. Like in high school and all that stuff, when you knew me, like when we first met, like I was already doing that stuff like twice a week, every single week, sometimes 3 times a week, every single week. And working those big jibs, those huge jibs. I've been
Hmm.
I was do that in my sleep. And I was nice with it too. People would tell me,
You
yo,
know what's
dog, like how
funny
you do that
too?
shot? That's crazy.
It's funny though because I had literally told my mom like a few days ago. I was like, you know what? I feel like we didn't get the guidance and we didn't have the luxury of having all, even though we had the internet, we didn't have the luxury of having
Hmm.
all that information and all the proper guidance to make better and sound decisions for college the way that people do now. Hey, what?
Hmm. I
So,
think that's true. And I think that if I would have continued, who knows? I don't know where that would have led to or what opportunities, but yeah, I mean, yeah, it was crazy that I had the experience going into college already, and I was ahead of my time, with that type of stuff. But yeah, so back to you. So you did the whole film academy thing, and then
the funny
afterwards,
thing is, I started out in music.
hmm
So I started out like when we were doing the film stuff, I was doing music.
hmm
So I was going to the studio and thought I was going to be in some little singing group.
hmm hmm
I didn't think I was either going to sing or rap or something. And I was just writing rhymes and
Yeah.
doing all of that
Yep.
stuff. And then I would go to the studio. And what was happening was one of the producers was teaching like how to produce. So I was
hmm
like, yeah, I kind of like this side better than, trying to be a singer because I've never been that person who wants a camera. So I
hmm
kind of liked the backside. So
hmm
that's what kind of got me started in the entertainment industry. I went to college for music technology.
Right.
Yeah, I used to spit. I'm like
Yeah,
looking
yeah.
at the comments. Got
Yeah,
the whole
yeah.
kick
No.
squad up in here. But
Yeah, I see that. Shout out to the Kick Squad.
no, you're gonna
Definitely.
find out about them from what we were talking about earlier. But
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
so basically, I went to school for that, and they didn't want to let me in the college because I was a female.
Hmm.
So they were
Wow.
like, "You're a female. This is the good old boys club. We don't want
Hmm.
you here to do music technology. We don't want you in the studio. Blah blah blah." So I literally had to say, "Well, I'm going to come here for business purposes,
Hmm.
like inner business, in order for them to actually let me in to the program." And then I stayed there for like, I was literally busting my ass. I would get up at like 5 in the morning to take the train and the bus and everything to go all the way up to White Plains, which
Hmm.
for
Hmm.
those who don't live in New York, that's like way up there in
Way
Westchester.
up.
And
All the way up.
classes were online, and I would come all the way back, and I was doing that every day to the point where I just got sick, like physically
Wow.
sick from doing that.
Wow.
So I did that for like a year or so, and then I was like, you know what? They don't really want me in the program. This is a
Hmm.
lot, and I kind of feel like the music industry is gonna probably go down because at the time I was working at Sony BMG, and I kind
Hmm.
of saw how everything was going over there, and I was just
Hmm.
like, I think everything's gonna go down from here. So I was like, let me jump ship, make music my minor, and then make business marketing my major
Mm.
all the time. So you don't get rid of business.
Right. 100%. Um,
Yeah.
and that's crazy because as long as I've known you, like we actually have had so many different brainstorm sessions when we were younger. Like, and I
Mhm.
remember just different things of talking about different things that we wanted to do, different things that we wanted to do together. Just a bunch of different things at the age of 20 and younger that we used to talk about. And one of them was like writing a book and stuff like that together, collaborating in that sense with
Yeah.
something that we could probably still, which we
We
could
can
probably still
still
do.
do that.
Oh no, 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 we gonna work. Oh, because I'm working on my own. right now, and so we'll see what happens with that. Once we launch that, but there's a lot of stuff left for us to do. You know what I'm saying? But it's just crazy that like at that young age, we were like 16, 17, like talking about just stuff that we wanted to do when we were like 20, 25. And
Hmm.
it was real grown stuff, man. It was real grown stuff, you know what I'm saying? So, um, so after the music, right,
Hmm.
then you go into the film stuff. Cause I remember like, you went to Cali, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You moved to California and, and I remember you working on a bunch of just different shows that you were shooting and stuff like that, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and
I
so
started my
take
own
so
web series.
100%. And that was a
Yeah.
dope web series too. So
I'm
talk to
thinking
me.
about bringing it
Yeah,
back, actually.
I was just about to say, talk to me about that web series. Like, how did you come up with the concept? You know what I'm saying? And how did you birth that project?
Oh, see, and it's funny because I see Justin is in the chat, and Justin was like my lead male actor for that series.
Yep, is it me?
um,
Right? Yeah.
yep. So
Mhm.
basically, well, first of all, I didn't know what I wanted to do for my master's. I just know I wanted to go for my master's.
Mhm.
Um, and after like trying to decide if I should do sports management, because I got into school for that,
Mhm.
and I was like, no, I want to be in film, and blah blah blah. And I was like, I want to go to Cali. That's what I'm gonna do. I went out to Cali to
Yeah.
the New York Film Academy, which everybody was like, wait, you're from New York and you're going to the New York Film Academy, but you're out in LA. But it was
Mhm.
like the master's
Yep.
program. You would have to end up going out there. So I was like, I might as well just go for the full 18
Mhm.
months. So I did an extensive,
Right.
intensive program for like 18 months where you couldn't even get a job. And for part
I
of
remember that.
this,
Yeah.
you had to come, yeah, you can have no job because it was like 12 hours a day. I think one of my friends, he was working at a movie
That one.
theater, but he was the only one.
That was the reason right there. That was the reason why I think I didn't go to the New York Film Academy. That one right there because I couldn't get enough money. Because I was starting to make money already, and then once they told me
Mm-hmm.
I would have to quit my job and stuff, I was just like, at that point, I was like, nah, I'm making a lot of money out here. Like, I don't know. It,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying? So that was the reason why I went to NYIT instead of the New York Film
Yeah.
Academy.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, I mean, that was the bad part of the situation is that
Hmm.
I had like, you can't go to you couldn't. It was a 12-hour day. You woke
Hmm.
up, you
Yep.
were there all day, you had to film and do things. It wasn't happening. But for my
Hmm.
thesis, I had to come up with like a film, a TV
Hmm.
show, and something else that I wanted. And one of the things I came up with was a web series because those were kind of like popular then. They actually had
Hmm.
distribution outlets for web series and everything. And it was so
Right.
funny because like I had people telling me like you can't do anything with that and blah blah
Hmm.
blah, like kind of
Hmm.
just putting me down in music stuff. In there in limbo because I'm out there in LA and I was trying to get a job before I graduated, and everybody would have me come in for interviews, and everything was, well, you're overqualified because you're gonna have a master's. Um,
Hmm.
the name of the web series isn't me,
Is it me?
but I was
Yeah.
overqualified for everything, so, apparently, according to
It
them. Um,
is it still up?
it's
Is it
still up.
still up for people to see?
It's on YouTube. It had gotten distribution on there used to be a ton of websites that had distribution for web
Yeah.
series, and I would put it up on there, not realizing, oh, I should have put it up on YouTube, but nobody was really
Yeah.
at YouTube then. And then
Hmm.
after the fact, a lot of the actors were coming to me asking me like, hey, can we get the episode, or we want to use it for the reel, and it was just too much to pass it out, so I just stuck it up on YouTube. But I
Right.
don't think all the episodes are up on there. And then when I came back to New York, we filmed like 3 or 4 episodes here. We like took one of the characters
Hmm.
that was in LA, which was Joanna, and she came
Hmm.
back to New York too. So we were like using her story, but still trying to use characters out in California as well. And we have it, but we never actually edited it and put it together to put it out. So we were thinking about getting that together and then maybe bringing the show back.
Mm. Okay. I mean, that's something I would love to see because I remember the show. And I watched all the episodes that you put out, and I remember sitting at my big computer back in the day, my big desktop, my compact, um, watching this thing, and I was like, man, like this is seriously dope stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? Wow, that's
No, it's
crazy.
not on my channel, guys. It's Is It Me TV? I think it's like all the words together on YouTube. Like you
Hmm.
should be able to find it there. If not, I'll try to find the link to send to you guys. But basically, it was kind of based off like, really, is it me? Like, I was hearing so many other people's stories. It's like a dating romantic comedy. I was hearing so many people's
Yeah.
different stories and had my own stories, and I was just like, it would be so funny to like put that into a show, and it was actually
Hmm.
really great because I met lifelong friends, doing that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I was
Hmm.
grateful for that.
Yeah. So so let's pause that for a minute. So with you, you know, being the creator that you are, right? And you created just many
Hmm.
different things, and different projects that you've been involved in, right?
Hmm.
So when it comes to execution, so let's just say I'm a 17-year-old kid, um, and I come to you and I say, Holly, like, how do you execute your vision? Like, how have you been so successful executing your vision? Like, what would you tell me?
I will tell you it was a process
Hmm.
because there's been so many times, like I always say that what I want to do as a job is just be an idea consultant. That's what I've always said.
Uh-huh.
I've come up with so many ideas that I thought were amazing, and then I would tell other people like, oh, we should do this. And then they're looking at me
Uh-huh.
like, that's never going to work. Don't do it. And then I'll watch someone
Right.
else do it, and it comes out successful. And then I'm like, you see, and they're all like, well, we didn't know. So
Hmm.
I would say, first and foremost, like, don't listen to other people, which is like the same
Hmm.
thing I would have said to you if I had known back then, people telling you all that mess. Like, don't listen to
Yeah.
other people. Do what
Yeah.
you think, because even if it doesn't come out correctly, you learn from
Hmm.
that. You
Right.
always learn from it. So I would just say, first of all, you have to go ahead and just do it.
Hmm.
And you have to, I mean, really, you don't have to go to school for film and stuff. I did just because I wanted a master's degree, but
Hmm.
like, you don't have to. There's so much, especially now, there's so much education on the internet. And
Hmm.
you could just pick up experience from working and doing the actual job, even though they don't,
Hmm.
it's hard to pick up a job when you're green. But yeah, I mean, I would say don't listen to nobody. Learn your craft and just go for it. That's how you keep pushing forward. Because if you start listening to people, you're not gonna get anywhere.
Yeah, I mean, because you was a jack of all trades. Like I remember, like you was doing the web series, you was modeling out here. I remember the model days. Um,
Oh yeah, I
like
was.
you was first. It was the music, it was the modeling, it was the webs. Like you was doing a lot of things out here in the game, and I was like, yo, like she's always grinding, she's always busy, she's always following all the things that she's wanted to really do and that she set out for her life to do, like she's actually doing it. So first of all, I definitely want to salute you for that because that right there is
Thank
amazing.
you.
And a lot of people, especially that young that we're talking about, because we're starting early,
Hmm.
from the early days, a lot of people don't at that age have the wisdom to do the things that you've done. So, we got to give you your flowers while you're still here. You know what I'm saying? So,
Thank you.
definitely want to congratulate you for those things. So fast forward now. I mean, you got a blog and a vlog, a travel blog. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So for people who don't know, what's the difference between a blog and a vlog?
So a blog is more of like it's a website. It's written, which I know some of y'all don't like to read, but it's
Mm-hmm.
a more written
Mm-hmm.
form. Whereas a vlog is a video log, so you can just watch instead of reading.
Which
Which
people love to
obviously
do,
I
right?
prefer. Yeah, people attention spans are like that anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So
Exactly.
people would prefer that. But of course, it helps to have the because I mean, any platform can always go away, or
Mm-hmm.
something can happen on those platforms. So it's always important to own your own. So I own my blog. It's mine. So if anything was to ever happen to
Right.
Instagram or YouTube or any of these other platforms, like I still, or it goes, they go down sometimes or whatever. Um,
Yes.
site.
Mm-hmm. So pause that. So did did anybody know that you were modeling, or because I'm seeing a lot of like question marks that people
I
did
don't
I
think
just
people knew.
did I just say something that I
You
wasn't
just
supposed to
brought
say?
something. No,
Okay,
it's fine. No, I
okay,
did
okay.
before I left to California, I was working at the Tribeca Film Festival, and then I
Mm-hmm. Yep.
also was talked into being in some music videos really
Mm-hmm. Yep.
before I left. So I was in a Nelly video, I was in a Jay-Z
Yep.
video. I think that was it for me before I left here. And then I went out when I went to LA, it's very connected out there. You meet everybody,
Mm-hmm.
everybody knows everybody. So then I started getting into like helping people out and modeling for just helping them out if they were trying to, get their own craft together with their photography, makeup, their clothing line,
Yeah.
their t-shirt line. So just,
Mm-hmm.
try to help out.
Yeah. Definitely.
Mind blown over
Um,
here.
I mean, hey, I mean, so now you learn something new. So everybody learns something new right here on Conversations of the Heart. We just dropped the bomb for everybody. Um, so all right, so back to the blogs versus the vlogs. So now you have a travel blog, and I remember this from back in the day. And it's called HollyDayz,
Yeah.
which is an amazing name.
Thank you.
Um, so what is the site about?
So
It's
originally
a
when I
travel
started
blog. So
it,
what is it about? Hmm.
lifestyle. I always knew that I was gonna get away from just doing solely travel. And that's why the website
Hmm.
is hollydays.com, not HollyDayz Travel. But what happened
Right.
was one of my friends had his magazine like blog website and he needed content. And I was like, oh, I can write travel. I just went to Paris and Rome not too long ago. So I
Hmm.
can write something. He's like, yeah, go ahead. And I was like, hey, this would be kind of cool. I can get another creative outlet and just maybe start a blog and write about my travels. And then that's what I started doing,
Hmm.
just to have another creative outlet, really. I didn't
Right.
know it would come with so much, and I would learn so much that I could, take away with me and stuff like that. But it's a travel lifestyle because it's more than travel. Like I have food and I have, technology stuff on there. And I have some other new things coming. I do stuff with
Hmm.
weddings, people's weddings. I'm actually, once the site goes back up, because we're trying to fix it and run it, like refresh it and give it a new look and stuff. But actually, Jumpman Eric, who's in the chat, him and his wife, they're allowing me to feature them on my site with their wedding that they had in Vegas. So, just stuff like that. So
Congratulations.
it's expanded.
Congratulations. Shout out to them too. Congratulations.
Hmm.
Okay.
I
Dope.
featured your wedding,
Man. Yes, yes, yes. You absolutely did. Wow. So you have your hand in a lot of different things now. So now you have that, you have the vlog side, you have the travel blog side, and then now uh podcaster. So let's talk about this podcast that you have, because I believe season two is coming up, right?
Yep. I actually did a sneaker because I see the whole kick squad is up in here. I did a sneaker
Hmm.
episode with Wyatt and
Hmm.
from YouTube. They're the sneaker community, and we just
Hmm.
was talking about their time as being sneakerheads and shoe tubers and things of that nature. So that's going to be interesting, and
Hmm.
that's more delving into the lifestyle aspect and not just travel, especially with COVID, where no one's really traveling as much as they were
Hmm.
before.
Right.
But we're getting more into that and different other things besides travel. The whole first season, it's not all travel, but it's a lot of travel with a lot of different
Hmm.
people, like Noel Gordine, who's a soul singer. I had Jonathan McCall, who's a news, been moving around way too much as a news anchor. I think he's in Cal.
Hmm.
Had a traveling nurse on there who, she was dropping gems for anybody who's interested in being a travel nurse. That's a great way to travel the world. There's a whole bunch of
Hmm.
different people from different spectrums in different walks of life that are seriously dropping some gems and just, regular conversation and information that I think people would enjoy.
Wow, wow. Um, so for the travel blog, so what are some of your most favorite places that you traveled to that you featured on your blog?
Hmm. So definitely Dubai and Abu Dhabi. That would definitely be on top of the top right there. Like if I was there for a year or two, I would. I
Yeah,
definitely
yeah,
would.
for sure.
That's definitely on top. Let's see. If I was to say stateside, I mean, everyone knows, like, well, if you know me, you know I love Vegas. I know you do. So I have a lot of
You
Vegas
know how I feel
content.
about it. I'll be in there
Yeah, so
all day. I'll be in there. I'll be there. I moved
it's
there.
funny.
I'll
Was
move
it the
there. I
first
swear to
time you
God.
went to Vegas was with me?
Yeah, man. Damn, that was like, um,
Mad long
damn.
ago.
Yeah, cause I met you in Cali, and then we drove to Vegas.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah, and then that was the life. That was it. I said I'm hooked. I'm
You're
I'm
hooked.
here every year. I'm here every year, twice a year now, and that's the way it's been since I first went there. Damn man, that was a long
One
time.
year I went
Wow.
6 times. 6 times I
Hey,
went
ain't
one
nothing
year.
wrong. Ain't not. There's nothing wrong with that though. I mean, it's
My
an
kid says
amazing
he's a
place.
sneaker addict. Like I am a Vegas addict. They should really make me an ambassador because I will like sell the crap out of some Vegas.
I mean, you and me both. People don't understand why I go there
No,
so
they don't.
often. People don't get it, and I'm like, yo, listen, man, you come with me, and I'm gonna show you why. I think before me and you went for different reasons. I was out there a little bit too much, but that's another talk. That's another topic for a different day. Um,
It is the
so
best place ever.
yeah, so we have Dubai, Abu Dhabi, Vegas, where else?
Let's see. There's so many good places. I loved Rome. I had always wanted to go there. I love that
Hmm.
going there. I really like if we're gonna stay stateside because nobody wants us right now anyway.
Right.
I'm gonna say Albuquerque was actually surprisingly really nice, even though I heard some things about it that weren't that positive. Albuquerque was
Right.
pretty cool. I went out there for the hot air balloon fiesta, and I actually got to
Oh,
go on
okay.
a hot air balloon. Yeah,
Wow.
do
That's
Daredevil over
crazy.
here, like 8,000 feet in the air, and then they tried to land, and we ended up landing in a cereal factory.
Y- y-
Yeah,
Um, there's certain things. Nah, certain things are just not for me.
yeah.
That's one of the things to me. That's just not for me. The whole hot air balloon thing. I'm cool with it.
I
Um,
think you would change your mind if you did it. It is very peaceful up there.
if I did it,
And
you
it's
see, that's the
cool.
problem. I'm not
Well,
gonna.
it's
I'm not
cool
gonna do
too
it.
because they had like character balloons. So while you're up there, you see all these different characters like Yoda and whales. I was in Humpty Dumpty, and I was like, "Please, Humpty Dumpty, do not fall." Okay. It
That sounds
was
like an
like
omen right there. That's an omen right there. Like
I was like,
I'm not
"Go."
hop, I'm not hopping on no hot air Humpty Dumpty balloon. It's not gonna work with me. No. But definitely I salute you for going out and doing that. And that's why your blogs and stuff, what I mean, it's so amazing. It's just because you get out there, you do things, you feature different foods, you feature just different activities. Um,
Hmm.
for people to really go out and do, that's not necessarily the norm. So,
Yeah.
that's something that, you know, that's one of the reasons why people should definitely go check out your blog and tell the people where they can go check out your blog.
You can go to HollyDayz.com or you can go on
Hmm.
YouTube. Just type in HollyDayz. I pop up. And then you can go on like
Got you.
Spotify, Apple, whatever, HollyDayz. It's the same thing
Hmm.
across the board for the podcast.
Hmm. Um, Speaking of Apple, do you know why they take so long to approve your podcast? Like, that is the most
You know what? Everybody
annoying
has
thing for me.
different experience with that. Mine didn't take that long. And then other people say they take a
You know,
whole long time. So I'm not really sure
I'm
what
going
the
on a
deal
month
is.
and a half. I'm going on a month. I'm going
Maybe
on
it's a
like a month and
COVID
a half.
thing. Maybe it's a COVID thing.
I'm just
Because
saying. So
I've
right
heard
now, my
different stuff.
podcast is on 7 different platforms right now.
And you're still waiting for
Except
Apple.
I'm still waiting. That is the one I have left. That is what I'm waiting for, and it's really annoying. And it's the reason why I wear Samsung, and I have a Samsung, and there's a reason why I have a tablet
Well, you don't
because
like Apple
this is the
anyway,
problem.
so
No, I don't. But I would appreciate if I could hop on their podcast. You know what I mean? If I could hop
maybe
on the
you should be a
podcast
little
with them.
nicer to them.
So I should give them some of my money, right? All right, cool. Um, well, I do have an iPhone for work.
Okay, see, we're making strides.
It's not my money, but it's the company's money. So hey, this is what it is.
Yeah.
So if you were somebody who's first starting out, like what would you rather start? Like what would you start, a blog first or vlog first?
Now I would
Mm-hmm.
just because I know people aren't really reading like that. The
Mm-hmm.
the positive thing, like I said, with the whole blog is that it's yours. Well, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
people do have other websites where technically it's not theirs. Um,
Mm-hmm.
like, or they have it, but it's not, like you can't get any analytics out of it because of
Right.
what platform you're using. But besides that, it's yours. So that is like the positive. Like, I don't know, because
Mm-hmm.
I guess I went to school for video, I like that better. Even though it's not
Mm-hmm.
anything the same, it's not the same as being on set and working. It's literally like,
Right.
pick up a little camera and you're like, hey, I'm at this place. Then you just put it down.
Right.
And then you go about
Wow.
your business and you're like, oh, that was cool. Let me
Mm-hmm.
show the people what I'm looking at, It's not
Right.
the
Right.
same, but it's fun.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Just so you know, are you a little bit grainy or no, or is that just me?
Mm, no, I don't look green on my end.
Okay. Okay. So you just look grainy on my end. Cool. Um, that's cool. So speaking, so you mentioned COVID. So everybody's going through all this stuff together with COVID and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, how did you create content during this time? Whether you released it or didn't release it, how did you create content? As far as, people have been laid off, they're on furlough.
Mm-hmm.
They may not be in the right headspace to create. Like, how did you break that barrier and how did you create during COVID? Like, what was your
I
process?
think I think you have to realize that it's important to first take a step back. You don't always have to be going, 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 going. It's important to take a step back and chill and relax because a lot of times
Hmm.
that's when ideas come to you, or, you know, sometimes your lowest points are when the creative juices will start flowing out of you that you won't even realize if you just actually take a step back from what you're doing. So I
Okay.
did that. That was really important, to just do nothing, honestly. And then, I
Mm.
started getting different ideas, and I was dealing with a whole time, and I was like, oh, let me do this because you know what, like that take my mind off of it. That makes me happy. So
Hmm.
let me try, and then I was coming out with different, like I think I haven't put out an actual blog post in a few months because I'm
Hmm.
trying to move my site over and everything. But the
Hmm.
last one I put out was Black content creators, because I really wanted to shine some light on the Black content creators. I plan to make another post highlighting more Black content creators. But it's not about me. It's about like trying to highlight other people doing what they're doing as well. And like that's why to me it's important. Like I always try to collab on the videos. I try to collab on podcasts. I try to collab posts with other people because like I want other people to shine. I want other people to be seen. I want other people to be
Yeah.
recognized. So
Hmm.
it's important to me. I've always been like that. It's always been important to me to have other
Hmm.
people get recognized for whatever they want to try to do or are doing. So
Hmm. Man, let me tell you something. That's so important. Because that's one of the reasons why I created this show. I created this show in COVID. People hear from me all the time. They, like if you go down my page, you see the quotes, and you see me
yeah.
speaking, or you see me, doing my own stuff. And one day, I got on the horn with one of my boys. I said, "Yo, do you want to just do a live and just give the people kind of just what we talk about on a regular basis?" And he was like, "Yo, let's do it." So, we got on IG Live and we had about an
Hmm.
hour and a half conversation. We had to restart the live because it was flowing so well and people were engaged, and we were talking about depression, you know what I'm saying, you know, anger, black trauma. Like we were really like going like just going in and unpacking our, you know, our issues or why we're so upset, you know, with stuff with George Floyd, you know, and as men, you know, really like truly being vulnerable in this space. And the feedback I got from that was like, yo, that is amazing. Like we need more of this
Yeah.
type of talk.
More
And I
of
was just
that.
like, hmm. And I was like, all right. And so, you know, then I just created the show, and it
Mm-hmm.
highlights different people from different walks of life, you know, and it's supposed to inspire, but it's also going to just be about unpacking things that everybody goes through on everyday life. It's to celebrate people like you know, and you know, for people to come on here and just give their gifts, you know what I'm saying, to the world, right?
Mm-hmm.
And make an impact, you know, so you know, just like you know, I wanted to highlight just many different people, you know what I'm saying, and
Yeah.
who can provide different things and different aspects, different perspectives on different situations, and to try to push the culture forward, in a positive way, and which is something that I felt that we really needed, especially during this time,
Mm-hmm.
you know. So I
Yeah.
absolutely feel you on just wanting to just highlight other people. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm
Mm-hmm.
glad that you're given this opportunity, especially now, you know what I'm saying, to talk about all the incredible things that you've been doing since, I mean, since you were a teenager all the way until now. So, I mean, we're talking like, you know, I'm not going to put the years on it, but we're talking a lot of years out here. You know what I'm saying? We're talking
Yeah.
a lot of years that you've been doing some incredible things. And you should get your flowers, you know, while you're still here. You know what I'm saying? Because many people just think
Mm-hmm.
that, you know, many people just think that, you know, that tomorrow is promised. And, you know, as we've seen, tomorrow
It's
is not
definitely
promised.
not. I think
And
it's
so
also
what?
important
Mm-hmm.
to
Good.
see like when you're in the midst of everything, I don't think sometimes
Mm-hmm.
people stop to see like what have you really done. A lot of times people are just
Uh,
thinking about where they're not where they want to be, but they haven't gotten there
mm-hmm.
yet, and then they're looking at their
Mm-hmm.
age and they're like, well, this such and such is there and I'm not here, and they're doing that. And you have to sometimes really just stop and think to yourself like, yo, I've come a long way. I wish I could have done some
Yeah.
things a little bit different, but
A
you
hundred
are who you
percent.
are because of that, and you've come
Mm-hmm.
a lot whether you fully realize it. But when you start actually sitting down and thinking about, yeah, I did this and I did that, and I've gone here and I've done whatever. I've come across
Mm-hmm.
this person, and you're learning what you need to learn forward. That's like the most important
Mm-hmm.
thing because everybody's got their own journey. It's not going to be the same as somebody else's. So it's really important for everybody just to take a step back and like look at how far you've come and what you've done.
Mm-hmm. 200% correct. And a lot of times we compare. I think we do ourselves a disservice when we start to compare ourselves with
Mhm.
somebody else's success. You know what I'm saying? And you know, we live in
Mhm.
a world where it's Instagram, it's Facebook, it's Twitter, or whatever it is, and you see everybody's success. You know, so and if your life doesn't look like that, a lot of time it's just like, man, like you're not doing enough. You know, and then you fall into these moments that it's just like, man, like I'm a failure, or I'm not doing, you know, what I think I should be doing because of this
Mhm.
person, and look at what they have. Um, but it's like you
But
don't know
meanwhile,
what
you don't
they've
even know
done.
what that person is dealing with either. No one
Nothing,
shows
you
their
know.
like bad moments. Everything is a snapshot of the happy times, and so I
Hmm.
mean, there's those random few people who do put everything out there, but besides
Yeah,
that,
yeah, no, you know, and most people will just give you what they want to give you, right? They'll give you the story that they want to tell, you know. But if you only knew what it took for me, like for me to get here, you know, and it's not even about success,
hmm
it's just about life in general. Life is a journey,
right.
you know what I'm saying? So it's just we all go through just different battles in our lives, and sometimes, you know, you can miss your blessing by looking at somebody else's, you know what I'm saying? Because their blessing is not for
hmm
you, you know what I'm saying? And your
Right.
blessing is not for them. You know, like what's meant for you
Exactly.
is going to be for you. And if you keep grinding and if you keep up the work, your time is coming, you
hmm
know. But I think it's just we just live in a different time where it's just like we just love to compare, you know,
Yeah.
and then you fall into this depressive, and it's depressing too, Because
It
some
can be
people, they get
depressing
depressed
because you're
because of
looking
it.
at everybody else like, oh, well, they're doing this. How come I'm not doing this? Or how come that person got that and I didn't? And I see a lot of people do that too in the blogging world, especially. There's a lot of people. I don't know if you've ever like noticed or seen stuff even on different like Pinterest and stuff or Twitter, but a lot of people talk about like how much they might have made or how they got this
Yeah.
deal or that deal with their blogs and stuff like that because they're really into monetizing and they have no issues they made and what they're doing. And then you have other people are like, really? But then that gives the wrong perception too, because then people automatically think, well, if I start a blog, I can do that too, and I can make money. And the two things that I always say is, one, don't do things for money, because it's like if you're just doing
Nope.
it to get money, like you're probably gonna end up quitting, especially something like blogging or vlogging, because it is a lot of work, and you have
Mm-hmm.
to really enjoy it. Like I didn't fully realize like all the umbrellas I was about to put, like social media manager, writer, editor, photographer, picture edit, like just all kind of mess. Like I've never been a fan of editing videos. I mean, I have a friend who does some of them, but I do a lot of them too. Never been a fan of that, but I'll sit there and do it anyway. Never been. I haven't
Mm-hmm.
the podcast editing either, but I was doing that too. So it's just like I've learned how to do a lot of things, which is good because I had a professor one time say the more you know how to do, the less you have to pay someone else to do it for you. So
Mm-hmm. And that's true. Um, but on the flip side of that, I've heard
yeah, there's a
people
flip side.
say, like, the worst thing that you could do is do something that you're not an expert at. You know what I'm saying? It's because that's how you lose. Because
Depends what it is.
right, it all depends what it is. Because sometimes people try to run like a business and they're
Mm-hmm.
not good in accounting. They're like hot trash at accounting. It's just right. But you try to cut corners. Yeah, but like you try to cut corners, right? By just saying, I'm just going to do it myself. And then you end up in trouble with it could be taxes, the IRS, things like
Yeah.
that.
Well, that's
Your
when you need
books
to take a
aren't
step
right.
back and really learn your craft,
Right.
is like what I was saying before. It's important to learn your craft. Like when I was doing music, I would buy Billboard magazine like every
Mm-hmm.
Friday, or Sony BMG when they were done with it, and just go through it. And then when I switched over to film, I was always on Deadline, Hollywood, reading what's going on and like reading
Mm-hmm.
different books and things like that. You always have to study your craft. It's forever changing. It's
Of
really
course.
important to study it. And I wouldn't say you shouldn't do something if you're not an expert at it, because I wasn't an expert at being a blogger. Still not an
Mm-hmm.
expert at being a blogger, but like, or a vlogger for that matter. But I went ahead and did it. I learned a lot of things. There's a lot of things I know I don't know how to do very well. So then I
Mm-hmm.
asked someone else if they can help me do it. You know, you
Mm-hmm.
learn your strengths and your weaknesses, and
And that's
no,
exactly. Exactly. And I think, it's like you said, like learning your strengths and weaknesses, because I know for me, math is not my strongest. You know what I mean?
me
Like
either.
I do a little something, but it's not,
Me
but it's not my
either.
strongest thing, right? And so to me, at some point, like, with building your business and doing things like that, to me, it's like, I'm going to have somebody else take care of this accounting thing, or I'm going to hire somebody to do my accounting. Because number one,
Right.
I don't want no smoke with the IRS. I swear to God, that's one place I don't want no smoke with
No.
nobody when it comes to the IRS. I could do other things, but when it comes to certain things that you just know is critical to the business that you're not good at,
Uh,
you probably need to hire somebody to do it. You can be a
right.
jack of all trades, but when it comes to critical things for your business that you're just not
Right.
efficient in,
Mhm.
that can also tank your business too, then you might want to just
Mhm.
hire somebody to do those things. So with everything that's been going on, I mean, it's a lot going on out here in the world. George Floyd, Breonna Taylor. I mean, like the list is endless. Unfortunately, and then we have the COVID situation. Everybody's on lockdown. People go
Mhm.
through mental health issues. There's it's depression, there's anger, and people go through daily grief. I mean, and people just think grief is for death, but no, people grieve every day for
Yeah.
different things. You know what I'm
Things,
saying?
different things. Mhm.
So yeah, so how have you been able to kind of push through, cope, um, and what have you been doing to kind of keep your mental health um, good, and healthy, and keep yourself all right? Like how have you been able to do that?
Well, like you were saying, it's not just the whole COVID thing. Like we all go through our own stuff, which I've definitely been
Hmm.
going through a whole bunch of different things. But one of
Right,
the ways
right,
has definitely been talking to friends and family and just trying to be open about my feelings and what's going on. Because, I'm an introvert. I like to hold things to myself, but I've
hmm
learned that, to me, that's physically damaging. And trying to get that out to people who I know care and, talk about things like that, it has been really important and, beneficial to me and has pushed me forward a whole lot. Because
right.
without, your friends and family that are really close to you that know what's going on, like, being by yourself, especially during this time, the whole alone together
Hmm.
crap. Like, you really need to like get out there and talk. That's like super,
Yes.
super important. The other thing has been, and it's really funny. I don't know if people probably laugh at this, but being watching the sneaker community and being on YouTube, they do a lot of lives and stuff, and that has like the whole kick squad that jumped in here. Just being on the lives with them and laughing at whatever they're talking about, and like just taking my mind off of things and just like, oh, look at these sneakers that are coming out, or look at this outfit that goes with that, and this and the third. That has helped me out a lot because it's like taking my mind off things and got me into something else. Like I like sneakers. People used to make fun of me for
Of course.
wearing them when
Hmm.
I was, younger like that. But like just being on their lives and like talking to them and talking to other people who are watching them as well, it kind of created like a little bit
Hmm.
of a little family that you never met. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
just talking to them and watching the different videos that they have out, watching other people's content really and supporting their content. I like to support
Hmm.
people, so just doing that and has really helped me out a lot. It really brought me out of where I was because I was kind of going down. So like being able
Yeah,
to just
yeah,
be
yeah,
present,
yeah.
be between talking to friends and family, you included, and then being in
Hmm.
their lives and stuff like that. That's like really really helped me to like keep my head above water.
Mm, mm. And I think that is amazing because for me, a lot of it was writing. A lot of it
Hmm.
was, like you said, talking to people. Like I would talk to you about stuff and things like that. Um,
Hmm.
and really expressing it. Me, I journal, so I start writing things down in the mornings, at night, things like that.
Hmm.
Um, and even like you, in a certain aspect, like, with the Kick Squad, for me, when I started this live, I didn't really realize how therapeutic it would be for me. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Like I didn't really realize that because I was getting into it, like you said, for the right reasons, right? So I went in
Right.
saying I want to give back to other people, to the and also give the guests the flowers while they're still here. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't really realize that by doing this, it started to become therapeutic for me. And I was just
Yeah,
like,
because you're
wow,
getting
like,
stuff
that's
out.
amazing. Yeah. Yeah. And we're just having healthy dialogue and healthy conversations. You know what I'm saying? So I
Hmm.
was just like, man, like this is amazing. Um, so to have that now you are doing the same thing as far as like when you were on the log and stuff like that, and that was therapeutic for you, and that's helped you. But one of the biggest things that you said was getting it out in some way or form or fashion.
Hmm.
Because especially when it comes to, especially, culture is real. You know what I'm saying? And when it comes to sometimes the black culture, it's like whatever happens in this house stays in this house. You got to keep everything in. You got to be strong. You got to be this. You got to be
Hmm.
that. Like,
That's
you got to
exactly how it is.
hold it down 24/7. And it's like you hold it down so much in here that it becomes a problem. Like internally,
Yeah.
it messes up your mental health, your physical health starts to get affected. And
I think my
I'm big
physical
on,
goes first, honestly.
yeah, at some point one goes or the other, and then they both go,
Hmm.
right? And
Yeah.
so we want to have better communities. We want to heal our communities, and it starts with just a lot of times getting it out, right?
Yeah.
If you don't have the friends and family, because some people aren't blessed to have the friends and the family like that,
Hmm.
go go to counseling. Man or woman, it's okay to go to counseling. Get these things out. Um, because they fester, they build
Yeah.
up, and it causes a lot of people problems, and people, commit suicide. They use different vices,
It's
drugs,
important to find an
alcohol,
outlet.
and yeah, and some
You
people
need an
don't,
outlet.
and hmm
Well,
and
that's why
some people are
I
focused on,
appreciated going onto the YouTube lives and looking at people's content
yeah,
and things like that. It just put my mind somewhere else, so I didn't have to worry about
hmm
it. Funny to watch on television because I like watching TV. Obviously, that's my whole thing. But you know,
hmm yeah, and I would do the same thing. Like the verses was definitely good for me, because me, I
yeah,
love music. So the verses was good for me.
you was over there going, "Who
DJ,
that?"
oh yeah, like man, you already know. I was in my bag on a few of those things, man. Just me, man, just going crazy out here. Um, and then DJ D Nice and Club Quarantine. I would
hmm
stay up late listening to those music, to those sounds, man.
Yeah.
I was just, man, just be in the crib, light a candle, turn a light, give me some cognac, and that made me feel good. You know what I'm saying? Like I was
Yeah.
like, oh man, like this is amazing, you know.
Yeah.
And it's all good stuff. Not everything from COVID was bad that came out of this stuff.
No.
Um, a lot of the things that you're doing, it's gonna be birthed in COVID. During COVID, this show was birthed in COVID. Me being able to refocus on my writing, what happened
hmm
in COVID. And truthfully, this is probably the first time in about 7 years that I myself have just been able to kind of sit still, and
I think people
honestly,
needed
this was
that.
the first. Yo, you want to hear something funny?
What?
My dad died in 2016,
hmm
right? You know that. This is the first time I've been able to kind of process that whole thing in 4 years. This is going on 4 years
Because it's
next month,
always go, 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 go.
especially in New York. It's always just go, be on the grind, go. And then you go from this thing to that thing to that thing. So
hmm
amongst the madness has come some incredible things through COVID. And I know that, we're not out of the woods yet. We're still going through a lot of different things. Of course, you know, I mentioned earlier before you came on the disappointing outcome for Breonna Taylor. Like we're
Yeah.
going through a lot of those
I saw on
things,
today's
you
show,
know, and
Black
yo,
women
yes,
matter.
black women matter. You know what I'm saying? You matter. This is what I'm saying. This is why I have you on here, because you matter, and so we just got to do our best to support each other. So I'm going to give you the floor here, because we got like a couple minutes, maybe a minute left, to say, hey, where can they find you? Drop your IG handles, drop your website, drop everything that you want to drop, and tell them what to look out for. Tell them what to look out for, what's coming.
All right. Well, you can find me at hollydayz.com. That's my blog. It's HOLLYDAY with a Z.com. Same thing with YouTube. You can do HollyDayz travel and lifestyle or just HollyDayz on any podcast like Spotify,
Mm-hmm,
Stitcher, Apple, all that good stuff.
mm-hmm,
About to come out with season 2 of the podcast. About to have some new content on the blog as soon as I get it back up and going. And I do a lot of vlogs with my friend Joanna, and Is It Me? And we have
mm-hmm.
we have a backlog of old, because we haven't really been traveling, so we have like a backlog of stuff
Right.
that's just been sitting. So that'll be coming out
Mm-hmm,
soon. So yeah,
mm-hmm,
new vlogs coming, podcast
mm-hmm,
coming, new content on the website coming soon.
mm-hmm.
Just trying to get back all up. A lot of people don't know that even though it was COVID, people still don't watch stuff during the summertime or look at stuff
Yep.
as much in the summer. But now it's fall,
Mm-hmm,
winter coming, so we'll
mm-hmm.
be inside. Well, you should be
Amazing.
inside.
Amazing. So everybody go follow her at It's HollyDayz with a Z.
Yep.
Listen, we're looking forward to the content. Is It Me is on YouTube, just all in one.
Yeah.
Listen, I was gonna
Is it
give
me
you
TV?
Is It Me TV. Want to give you your
Yeah.
flowers. We appreciate you. We honor you, Black
Thank
woman.
you.
You are a queen of the highest order. So proud of everything that you've accomplished throughout these years. Thank you for doing the show. I really do appreciate it. And we're going to do this again. Everybody go
Oh,
follow her,
definitely.
please.
Thank you for having me. Everybody go
All
follow
right.
Parents.
Appreciate it. Take care.
Thanks for coming in, guys.